I mean, yeah, I think I saw the ticket prices. I guess the only thing is, I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade.
First time in history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC on Saturday, June 7th, and on Sunday, July 27th. The highly anticipated games will feature Fever star Caitlyn Clark against the Sky's very own Angel Reese, the largest attendance at a Sky game ever.
The Chicago Sky just made the ultimate if you can't beat them. Join them move, shifting to a larger venue because they know Caitlyn Clark sells out arenas. But hold on. Angel Reese actually believes the crowd is showing up for her. Somebody get her a reality check because this is pure comedy.
Of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlyn Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlyn Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We move Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena. Venue and date change. Our regular season games against the Chicago Sky are moving to the United Center.
Let's get this straight. The Chicago Sky, a team that struggles to fill a 10,000 seat arena on a good day, suddenly upgrades to a 20,000 seat stadium. Why? Because Caitlyn Clark is coming to town. But here come Angel Reese fans, lost in their usual delusions, acting like this is some kind of Angel Reese effect. Let's be real, if this were about Angel Reese, the Sky would still be playing in front of empty seats at Wintrust Arena.
The Chicago Sky have announced that they are moving arenas for Indiana's home game. Well, Indiana's road game, but Chicago's home game. This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now. She's the reason ticket prices are soaring nationwide. Fans are shelling out NBA-level money just to watch her play. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's fans are out here pretending she's the one selling out arenas. Newsflash: the only time Reese plays in front of a packed house is when Caitlyn Clark is on the other side of the court. The Sky didn't suddenly become more popular because of Angel Reese. They just got lucky that the WNBA schedule guarantees matchups with Clark.
Caitlyn Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue. The Fever's games against the Chicago Sky in Chicago, it was announced 2 of them, will be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The game's on.
The Chicago Sky has never been a must-watch team, not even when they won a championship. The city barely noticed. But now that Caitlyn Clark is coming, they're scrambling to make room for all the fans. And let's be clear, these aren't Sky fans. They're Caitlyn Clark fans. Just like Michael Jordan made people watch the Bulls, Clark is making people watch the WNBA. You really think Chicago's front office suddenly woke up and said, "Wow, Angel Reese is such a draw. We need more seats." Let's be real. Reese fans need to stop embarrassing themselves.
Move popular teams' games such as Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever to the United Center. They are moving teams such as Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever games to much larger venues. This is an article by Sports Illustrated titled "Fever Sky 2025 Matchups Move to Larger Chicago Venue to Hold Over 20,000 Fans." After the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky matchups became some of the most watched WNBA games ever last season, partially due to the stardom of Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, the Sky decided to move the 2025 matchups to the United Center instead of their home at Wintrust Arena. Clark pushed for the games to be moved to the United Center after a matchup last year, and now that wish has come true.
Let's talk numbers. Indiana Fever games are selling out everywhere, and ticket prices are skyrocketing. Caitlyn Clark is packing arenas like she's Taylor Swift on tour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's biggest claim to fame, getting torched by Clark in college and now riding that wave into the WNBA. Reese fans love to talk a big game, but where's the proof? Show us the sold-out Angel Reese games. Oh wait, they don't exist.
So it looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center. I know the specific flyer just says June 7th, but the July 27th one is also there. I'm very excited about this personally. I know the energy in there is finna be freaking crazy. I'm definitely going to try to make it out there for at least one of these damn games. I'll definitely keep y'all updated on which one I decide to go to.
And let's be real about the Chicago Sky. Their biggest claim to fame is the moment Caitlyn Clark steps on their court. That's why they're moving to a bigger stadium. Not for Reese, not for the Sky, but for Caitlyn Clark. The Sky's front office saw those ticket sales and said, yeah, we need more space. But hey, let's give Angel Reese fans some credit. They are truly committed to the delusion. They're out here acting like Reese is the reason the WNBA is booming, swearing she's the next big thing. Meanwhile, she's just another player in Clark's highlight reel. If Reese was really that much of a draw, why didn't Chicago expand their stadium before? Why weren't they selling out games last year? Why did it take Caitlyn Clark coming to town for them to make this move?
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're gonna be in the United Center. Maybe some of the owners were started talking behind the scenes, right?
Caitlyn Clark is changing the game, breaking records, elevating teammates, and making the Fever must-watch TV. Angel Reese? She's padding stats and talking trash. The difference? Clark backs it up. Reese ends up a meme. The Sky should be thanking Clark. She just gave them their biggest payday in years. Without her, no stadium expansion, no sold-out games, no buzz. They'd still be just another struggling franchise. So let Reese fans hype their imaginary Angel Reese effect. Meanwhile, the rest of us will be watching Caitlyn Clark actually transform the game.
Bottom line, the ripple effect of Caitlyn Clark is lifting all boats.
I feel like she's changing the game of WNBA. She's raising that bar so that there's going to be other athletes growing up. They're going to try to strive to be like her, be better. It's going to just make the league better.
I also think
This isn't just about Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. It's a pattern. Remember the Mystics? Their owner had the nerve to downplay Caitlyn Clark like she was just another player. Yet what did they do? Quietly move their games to a bigger stadium. Why? Because of Caitlyn Clark. The same people calling her overhyped are the ones cashing in on her name. It's almost like they refuse to admit the Caitlyn Clark effect is real, until their bank accounts say otherwise. The Mystics went from acting like they didn't care about Clark to literally upgrading their venue just to fit all the fans coming to see her. Imagine being that shameless. It's like hating on Beyoncé, but blasting her music when rent is due. And the media? 1 minute, they're saying Caitlyn gets too much attention. The next, they're covering every single game she plays, because let's be real, she's the only reason people are tuning in.
Back to this.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlyn Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
Caitlyn Clark is breaking records, selling out arenas, and turning the WNBA into must-watch TV. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still trying to get people to spend $100 on a ticket. Clark's first Fever game sold out in under an hour, with resale prices hitting $700. Meanwhile, the Sky are practically giving tickets away, and still, nobody's buying. Clark isn't just bringing fans. She's bringing celebrities, sponsors, and national attention. The Fever's social media is booming, jersey sales are soaring, and every game she plays is an event. Meanwhile, Reese and the Sky are still begging for fans. like a prom committee that overestimated their popularity.
And the Fever letting it be known what was happening. They're going to say, see ya there, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated, venue change. Our regular season game on May the 28th, on September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlyn Clark shine to be seen again?